I'm back with a story about credit. I'm devoting this year to helping people, my family, friends, how to fix their credit. I'm gonna be real with you. Money isn't real. The only thing that makes money valuable is how you look at it. $10 to some people ain't shit, but $10 to someone else could be everything. This is my credit story. I might have the year messed up. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it was 2019 when I found out that I didn't even have credit established. I wanted to, if I needed to get a car, how was I going to get approved unless I asked my mom to co-sign? And the apartment I was living in, I wasn't able to get us in because I didn't have credit. So my roommate is the reason we got into that apartment. I mean, yeah, we all paid our fair share of rent when the rent was due, but as far as the initial credit check and all the stuff that they asked for, I didn't have everything I needed. Credit's only important when you need some shit. Before, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't know anything about Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. You're a little lost right now? Stay tuned. When I started doing research about credit, I found out that you can start to establish credit in many ways, but one good way was a secured credit card. Knowing that I had a bank account in Navy Fed since I was born, shout out to my mama, I went on the Navy Fed app and applied for a secured credit card. You can't really get denied for if you have cash, because all it is you making a deposit that the bank is now going to call credit for a period of time. You will give the bank $200, $300, and they will take that, put it in an account as credit. So you're borrowing from yourself and paying yourself back. You're doing this to show the banks that if they give you their money, you'll do the same thing. So for about 7 months, I had a $200 secured credit card that I spent on gas, a couple of steaks from Publix every now and then. And then I would pay it off on time, every month. After 6 or 7 months, I went on to my, Navy Fed app. Didn't know this was happening, but I logged in and saw $2,000 available instead of $200. The fuck just happened, right? And then what made it even better is I went to my checking account and I had $200 extra. I had graduated because I did exactly what they wanted me to do, which was pay my bills on time. They gave me $2,000 in credit, 18% interest rate. I was like, what? $2,000 I have not seen in a bank account ever that I owned. Now I think that was really the pivot when I saw that I could just be given access to money. Why do I need to, save it? It made me curious. Did it really take 7 months, or did it take the bank one day to give it to me? So after the secured card upgraded to a regular credit card, I found out that Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion are credit bureaus that basically give you your credit score based on a number of things. One of those things is credit history. I had 7-8 months of good credit history. There was also credit utilization. That is how much of the available credit you have that is being used. So seeing how I had, for 7 months, $200 of available credit, I was using like half of that, like I'll spend $100 off of that 200 a month and pay it back. Everything else I was, just paying cash for. That 50% of my credit being used. Credit bureaus don't like that. You get a decrease in your score for using 50%, 60%. But when you start using 20%, 10% of your available credit, now you get rewarded. That 200 turned into 2,000, which made that $100 way less than 20%. Thinking it was like about 5%. Dropped my utilization, which made the score go up. Now there's other things involved with credit mix, credit age, and then you got credit availability. How much do you have? Do you have $10,000 worth of credit? 20,000? I'm learning all these things. I come across a video that says, did you know you can get a couple of credit cards at once? Do you know what credit card stacking is? After I saw this video, I wanted to learn not so much about credit itself, but now I'm on credit stacking. What is credit stacking? Credit stacking is basically when you get a bunch of credit cards to benefit from the benefits of having credit cards. That simple, I guess. So I started looking for a couple of credit cards to get, and I landed one Capital One and American Express. I applied for both of them in the same day. I got approved for both in the same day. So when I had the secured card and I waited 8 months to get $2,000 in credit, I was shocked when I found out I was going to be getting $15,000 from Capital One. And it took a week. It took 1 week. This is where I started to learn people can fuck themselves. You know what I mean? The banks are already working against you. They're already trying to fuck you up, but people can fuck themselves up. I did not know the deal I was sitting in. I got a 0% interest bonus from Capital One, and American Express offered the same thing, but I was so excited about the numbers. I had to look at that between Navy Fed, Capital One, and American Express. I got it. This is where I needed to, do a little more studying, and I started to learn how interest works, what these intro bonuses are. I would say 3 months after the intro bonus started, I found out what was going on. An intro bonus is basically when they will give you, 0% interest for 12 months, 6 months, 18 months. It depends on the person, to be honest, and your credit profile. Once I found out that this deal was going to come to an end, I started figuring out how much in interest was going to be paid on certain amounts of money. So I would, just do little math equations. I would take $500 and multiply it by 18%. After doing these equations a couple of times, I realized I don't want to pay interest at all. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to pay it at all, right? I was really focused on paying my debt down, and I got it down to zero before the intro bonus disappeared, which means I did not have to pay any interest. But now I didn't have the cushion I had before. I had to pay off my credit cards within the month. After finding out how important credit can be, depending on your situation, I tried to make as many relationships with banks as I possibly could. Things haven't been the same since 2019. I don't think I'm ever going back to the old way. Credit is a choice. It's not something you have to have, but why not? I never realized how important it was until I needed something. Don't wait. Credit matters. How you handle money matters. I hope you took a couple of nuggets from this story. Until next time, Brandon J, and let's make it happen this year.